There was one scene in Joe versus the volcano, which
Yeah.
I liked very much. Uh, I think that the
Yeah.
line was drifting at sea, and the line was "Thanks for my life, God,"
Oh yeah.
which
Yeah.
sums up Castaway. I think. Would you agree?
Well, I don't know if it would be those exact words, but I think there is an imagery at the end of the film that would suggest that everything that has happened to Chuck Nolan up to this point wasn't necessarily bad for him. So yeah, I think that Chuck could go any direction that he wants to go in, and he'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, with 10 more years of experience, would you deliver a scene, a line like that differently?
No, I don't think so. Well, I think we're all very different people when we're 34 as opposed to when we're 44, and I think it would have a different brand of resonance to it. But I think, given the same circumstances, it would probably have the same meaning.
Mm-hmm. Only rarely is an actor seen almost alone on screen for such a long time. Spencer Tracy comes to mind in
Old Man in the Sea. Yeah, funny. I never thought about that. That's true.
Was there one point that you thought it might be risky to do that?
Oh, we thought it was risky every step of the way, but that was one of the great attractions to it as well. We did have a list of almost philosophical rules that we were going to adhere to, and one of them always was that there is nobody else on the island, and so we're going to have to invest great drama in relatively ordinary things. And Bill Broyles, who wrote it, and Bob Zemeckis, who was the director, felt the same way. Some people wouldn't see anything unique about trying to start a fire, but if night has already been established as being such a dark and scary thing, well, then you're going to want to have a fire. And if it's difficult to do, it is going to be quite, a moment of high drama as whether or not you can actually make one or not.
Did you actually try to make one?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Well, it works with the right material. It works with the right kind of wood. And in fact, we actually had the right kind of technique there.
The right kind of special effects?
Well, we had the right kind of special effect. That did help. But, actually that plow method, most people would try to do this other thing with like a bow, but that plow method actually does work provided you have all of the right material that goes along with it, and it gets enough air. You got to get air in that.
Mm-hmm. Now, talking about special effects, we've seen you in a couple of films using lots of special effects. Now, Castaway is a film almost without special effects from an actor's standpoint, which is more interesting to do.
Well, in fact, there is some special effects there, but it's a much more of a benign variety. We didn't have a lot of blue screen or anything like that. I find that movies are very artificial things to make anyway, and what you have to combat, what you have to overcome, is a great sense of self-consciousness. It just comes from the fact that there always is a camera right there, and there always is a crew doing a lot of things. But once you can get past that, it really doesn't matter if you're, in front of a blue screen looking at a piece of tape, or, in a room surrounded by lights and, guys recording the words that you say on a boom microphone. Once you were able to, to utilize a power of imagination there, it's really not that much different.
Mm-hmm. In ways of storytelling, it almost looks like an old-fashioned movie. Would you agree?
Well, seeing that we're a silent movie for about 40 minutes. Yeah, it is a bit of an old-fashioned movie. But in fact, I think that we break a lot of the rules of narrative cinematic storytelling quite substantially. If you look at the first third of the movie, that's all made with steady cams and mock-ups and special effects that are all the tools of modern filmmaking. So I actually think, rather than making an old-fashioned movie, we've just blazed a bit of a new trail as far as utilizing everything you can do in films today, from the actual camera equipment to the computer-generated opticals that you can have.
As you said, handycams in the first third, then it slows down by using long shots and the editing. Is that the kind of film that you like to see yourself?
Well, I like to just see something new. It doesn't matter to me what the style is. I just like to see something that I've never quite seen before. I think it's hard to get... it's hard for me to go to the movies and try to see A, B, and C, and then walk away and be satisfied. I like anytime anybody else when I go to the films, when I go to see a film, I like to have an understanding of what I'm going to see, but I like to honestly say I don't know what's going to happen next in this movie, and then be surprised by what they choose to do. I think nothing's more disappointing than saying, you know what, I think I know what's going to happen next. See, there you go. That's what they did. Nothing to me is more boring.
Mm-hmm. Now, working in Switzerland, I was able to watch a day's work of Band of Brothers, which
right,
you
yes.
produce.
Yes.
Is that something you want to go into more often in the future?
Well, I don't know. It's not something to actually pursue. I think it is just for the sake of producing something. But there are stories out there that I'm interested in that I might be able to make happen more so than others. Also, on a case-by-case basis, there is a number of things that, and Band of Brothers is certainly one of them. There's no other venue for a 10-hour television series. Nobody really wants to do that, but if you do it right and if you have the right production skills behind you, you can actually make it happen. And that's actually it's a very different brand of hard work, but if it's the right project and with the right group of people, it's quite fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for doing part of it in Switzerland.
Oh, I enjoyed it. So did the crew, man. They loved it. They loved it.
We came to know you as to get to know you as a comedian actor. Now you turn to more dramatic stuff. Are we about to lose Tom Hanks as a comedian actor?
Well, I think there's funny stuff in pretty much every movie I do. I think that there might be dramas, but at the same time, there's always some wit that's involved in them. And I like movies and that you laugh at the same time that you cry. I think there's actually things there's great moments of bona fide laughter in Castaway, and I'm interested in just making things that are actually reflective of how we live, as opposed to, sometimes I might make a bona fide farcical comedy, but just for the sake of making a comedy, I think there's other things to do instead.
Great, appreciate it very much.
My pleasure. Nice chatting with you.